Generally, our consciousness is being dragged by our senses towards the objects of the senses. Like, for example, eyes are taking towards the sight, ears are dragging towards the sound, skin is dragging us towards touch, tongue is towards taste, and nose towards the smell. So, in this way, the five senses are constantly dragging our consciousness externally. And as a result of that, we become involved in the outside world. We become dragged into the external material world, and we want to gratify our senses by exploiting the objects of the senses. That's the natural tendency. And this is actually the result of the mode of passion. It is due to the mode of passion we want to enjoy this material nature. But our actual identity is spiritual. Senses are dragging the consciousness, but the consciousness is coming from the soul. And if we want to understand our actual spiritual identity, then we have to internalize our senses, internalize our consciousness. And that is the purpose of meditation. Prerequisite for meditation is withdrawing the senses from the objects of the senses and then projecting it internally. And in this way, when we internalize ourselves, then we begin to experience another kind of perception. First of all, we automatically become very content. Internalization of the consciousness takes us away from the unnecessary involvement in this material nature. Then the first thing we realize, why am I getting involved in all these things? What is the use? I am trying to enjoy, but do I really enjoy? Does this endeavor for enjoyment really lead to enjoyment or lead to suffering? And the wise conclusion and intelligent perception will lead us to recognize that all the endeavor for enjoying this material nature is leading us to suffering. So nobody can avoid these suffering conditions, and ultimately an intelligent, wise person recognizes that this material nature is actually a place of suffering. Therefore, he tries to find out what is the cause of this suffering. And he tries to find the cause by internalizing himself. Why am I suffering? Why am I experiencing all these things? And this internalization brings him closer to his actual identity, his spiritual identity. And this search becomes successful when one comes across a qualified teacher who can take him by his hand and lead him to this path.